I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Central Valley Talk. I'm your host. The name of my show is Voices Not Yet Heard, and like we say every week, we hope we'll be your voice, your vehicle to voice that opinion. You know, for the last 3 weeks, this is the fourth week, we've talked about the pursuit of happiness. We've talked about hope. We've talked about the American dream, and I wasn't going to talk about that today, but I ran into some people who have some hope, and that kind of inspired me, and I wanted to talk a little bit about that today. And I want to give you some hope. Now, if you recall, after the Democratic National Convention, Hillary Clinton led Donald Trump by 10 to 12 points. I think it was 12 points. Well, as of today, ladies and gentlemen, he has closed that gap significantly. In fact, he's winning in several states that are key to him winning this nomination, and in the other states, he's within the margin of error. So Donald Trump is back. He never left, actually, but he is surging right now, and I think for all of you people that are uncertain, that haven't made up your mind, please as we say every week, do your due diligence. You know, learn about this man. Do your due diligence on Hillary Clinton, too. And for the life of me, I don't know why anyone would even consider voting for someone like Hillary Clinton. And if you haven't seen Hillary's America yet, go see that. It is very, very informative. And that's what we want to do. We want to inform you, talk to you about what's going on in this country. For the last 7 3/4 years, we've dealt with an inept, do-nothing type administration. And in talking to American blacks, I must tell you, and the facts, and I think you know, first of all, employment has doubled in this country under this present administration and tripled among American black people. It has tripled, you know, and the price to feed your food, feed your family, the commodities have tripled, and they're making the same amount of money. And so I ask you, as Donald Trump did, what have you got to lose? This administration has done nothing for minorities, absolutely nothing. Not one thing have they done. I think Donald Trump is the answer. In fact, let me change that. I know Donald Trump is the answer. I know that. We're on our way back to prosperity, and it's not going to be overnight, but it'll happen. Do your due diligence. Take a very good look at Donald Trump. We have 54 days until we step into the ballot box, okay? And it's lock and load time. It's time to make a decision. We're going to go to commercial here. When we come back, we're going to show a video. I don't know if you were fortunate enough to hear his economic speech in New York at the club this morning, and it was phenomenal. So we're going to play quite a bit of that. I want people to see that, and then we're going to talk, because that's the one thing, one of the few things that the liberal lefts have been harping on, you know, about his, well, he came out with it today, and it's phenomenal. I'll tell you that right now. We're going to change this country. We have hope, okay? There's hope with Donald Trump. There's absolutely nothing with Hillary Clinton. So we're going to go to a commercial. We'll be back in 2 and 2.
Elite Custom Painting is here for you. We can help you achieve that custom look with premium paints and custom texture with quality workmanship at reasonable prices. Discounts for veterans and senior citizens. Prompt, reliable, professional, Elite Custom Painting delivers superior customer service, specializing in residential interior and exterior painting, cabinet repainting, wallpaper removal, and retexturing. Call today for your free estimate at 559-970-8154.
Realtor Letty Pinger Torrey is a broker associate with Keller Williams, and she is also a voiceover artist. Contact Letty at 559-281-4568.
I was an addict, an opiate addict.
Be 3 years clean in October.
I was renewed at the Fresno Rescue Mission. My mom, who does a lot of cooking, has been part of the rescue mission, has been willing to help teach people to make jams and jellies and other food.
Sa the Prison Rescue Mission, do到一個學旅中聽一路影嘢中，一啲個巴到背背巴到個聽，我想到。
And I believe that downtown Fresno needs a renewal as well.
Tree of Life Cafe represents new, healthy growth in downtown Fresno. I've seen men and women go through rehab programs. They want to start a new life. And yet when they get out on the street, they find it very difficult to get a job. Nobody will give them a chance. That's what this cafe is designed to do.
You will be like family to us. We will serve you our home-cooked food made with farm-fresh produce that comes from farmers right here in our valley.
We love downtown Fresno.
Pasture-grazed, delicious, nutrient-dense, 100% organic raw milk from Organic Pastures. Visit organicpastures.com or call 1-877-RAW-MILK.
CentralValleyTalk.com.
I'm back. We're going to go to a video in a minute, but I just want to keep talking. I have a young man, Robert, who's going to come on and talk to me, and he's a lot like a lot of people. He really hadn't made up his mind who he wants to vote for. He knows he doesn't like Hillary, so we're going to talk to him, and hopefully there's a lot of you out there that are like him that will listen to what Robert and I have to say, and we'll help make up your mind. That's why we're here, to try to inform you and give you a way to make an informed decision when you step into that box on November the 8th. You know, Donald Trump, to me, and when he stood up there with those 17 people, and at the second convention, second debate, I think it was, I made up my mind then, I think, that he was going to be the man that I wanted in the White House. Now, here's a man who overcome 16 other people to get the nomination, and he went through all this crap that he goes through every single day with the media, and he's still there. He has a phenomenal amount of energy. I mean, he went to Mexico, turned around the next day, went to Arizona, turned around the next day, and went to Cincinnati. It was just, I mean, it's Bill O'Reilly said on a show last night, if that'd been him, he'd have to have oxygen after the very first trip. What we're going to do now is we're going to go to this video. This is the video that was done this morning, and I want you to take a really good look at it because it's his economic plan, and it makes so much sense. I think once you see this, if you're kind of straddling the fence, okay, I think it'll help make up your mind. It's very informative. So we're going to go to this video now. Okay, we're having a little trouble with that video, so he's going to work this out here real quick. And but we'll just sit here and talk, you and I, like you're sitting across from me. Well, let's just talk. And by the way, I'm live right now. If you're watching this, feel free to call in. The number will appear on the screen. And because later, if you watch it, it'll be a rebroadcast. You won't be able to talk to me. But there's a couple of things I'd like to tell you. Like last week on Hannity, no, it was on Rush Limbaugh. He had a truck driver on there who said that he traveled all over the country and he never, ever saw a Hillary sign. So if there's anyone out there, and I asked that last week, no one called in, who has seen a Hillary sign, a Hillary bumper sticker, a placard, anything I would like to know. And that tells me something right there about the people. I mean, it's almost like people are afraid to put out a Hillary sticker, even if they're Democrats, you know. I mean, why aren't there more? This just doesn't make any sense to me at all, that you wouldn't see Hillary stickers all over town. Now, if you drive around Fresno, they're everywhere, especially in the affluent areas out Woodward Park, Copper River, Fort Washington. You see them everywhere. And you see them other places in town, too, not just there. But there are a ton of them in that area. You know, Donald Trump, there's so many people that are kind of you'll hear them talk. I've heard this, and I hate this saying. They'll say, "Well, there's really no one to vote for." Well, there is. I think he's got the video now. We're going to go to the video. I want you to watch this video, and we'll talk about this. This is his economic plan. He talked in front of the Economic Club in New York this morning. It's a great. I think it will help you if you're straddling the fence. This tells you what he's going to do as president of this country. So we're going to go to the video.
Well, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great honor to be with you, and we had some really incredible things happen today. The polls are coming out. We're leading in so many polls, I can't tell you, I don't know where to begin, but that's a good feeling. And we are, I guess CNN just came out, we're leading nationwide with CNN. We're leading in Ohio. And we're leading I think it just came out, we're leading in North Carolina, Florida. We're leading, and we're having a lot of fun. We're having a lot of fun on the campaign and on the trail. I just wanted to say that, and it's always a lot of fun when you come up and the people don't have the teleprompter working, but that's okay. Lucky I brought some notes. But today I do want to outline a plan for American economic revival. And it's a bold and ambitious and forward-looking plan to massively increase jobs, wages, income, and opportunities for the people of our country. Great people of our country, I will tell you. My plan will embrace the truth that people flourish under a minimum government burden and will tap into the incredible unrealized potential. And right now, 92 on the sideline outside of the workforce. They're not a part of our economy. It's a silent nation of jobless Americans. And look no further, and I mean no further. All you have to do is look at Flint, where I spent a lot of time, the city of Flint, and what a disaster has taken place. The jobs have been stripped from the community, and its infrastructure has totally collapsed. In 1970, there were more than 80,000 people in Flint working for General Motors. Today, it's less than $8,000. We have 8,000 people, and that's going down, and they're making very, very little. And people are trying to go down to that $8,000 mark. What we're doing is Ford has announced just yesterday that they're moving their small car production facilities to Mexico. And I've been talking about this a long while, and I think that's maybe one of the reasons that we're doing so well in Ohio and Michigan and lots of other places where cars and parts are involved. But to think that Ford is moving its small car division is a disgrace. It's disgraceful. It's disgraceful that our politicians allow them to get away with it. It really is. It used to be cars were made in Flint, and you couldn't drink the water in Mexico. Now, cars are made in Mexico, and you can't drink the water in Flint. But we're going to turn this around. My economic plan rejects the cynicism that says our labor force will keep declining, that our jobs will keep leaving, and that our economy did once before. Boy, did it used to grow. We reject the pessimism that says our standard of living can no longer rise, And that's all there is really left to divide, because frankly, we're looking at an economy now of no growth and redistribution of wealth, and that's not going to work. Everything that is broken today can be fixed, and every failure can be turned into a truly great success. Just look at the way I just melded into the teleprompter that just went on. Who else could have pulled that off, okay? Who else? Jobs can stop leaving our, and they will just absolutely start pouring in. Can happen. Failing schools can become flourishing schools. Crumbling roads and bridges can become gleaming new infrastructure. Inner cities can experience a flood of new jobs and investment. And rising crime can give way to safe and prosperous communities. All of these things and so much more are possible. But to accomplish them, we must replace the present policy of globalism, which has just taken so many jobs out of our communities and so much wealth out of our country, and replace it with a new policy of Americanism. America first. Remember that. Under this American system, every policy decision we make must pass a simple wages for Americans. It's a test. If we lower our taxes, remove destructive regulations that unleash the vast treasure of American energy, and negotiate trade deals that put America first, then there is no limit to the number of jobs we can create and the amount of prosperity we can unleash. America will truly be the greatest place in the world to invest, hire, grow, and to create new jobs, new technologies, and entire new industries. Instead, thank you. Instead of driving jobs and wealth away, America will become the world's great magnet for innovation and job creation. My opponent's plan rejects this optimism. She offers only more taxing, and her tax increases are unbelievable. More regulating, more spending, and more wealth redistribution. A future of slow growth, declining incomes, and dwindling prosperity. The only people, Hillary Clinton, are the donors and the special interests, but bad for our country. In Hillary Clinton's America, we have surrendered our status as the world's great economy, our middle class, to the whims of foreign countries. We take care of them better than we take care of ourselves. Not one single idea she's got will create one net American job or create one new dollar of American wealth for our workers. The only thing she can offer is a
We're back. We're going to play that video again a little bit later. We're having some technical difficulties with that, and I apologize for that. But I want to reach out to Black Americans. I want to reach out to all minorities, but especially to Black Americans, because for the most part, we've bought the hype. And we've bought it since 1965 when Lyndon Johnson signed that bill. We're not any better off today than we were in 1965 when they came up with all those programs that were supposed to help minorities, and they really haven't. What they've done is they've taken a lot of pride away from black Americans. That's exactly what they've done. And we have, under this present administration, we have more people on welfare, 3 times as many people on welfare as when he started back in 2008. And that, to me, is just amazing, that it's that high. And it's ridiculous. We have to change things. Things have to change. It's like Donald Trump said a couple of weeks ago. What have you got to lose? Take a chance with me. And I think you'll be glad that you did. Donald Trump will change things. He talked this morning, as you saw in the video, about Ford going to down to Mexico and building cars. Well, he'll change that. We'll bring those jobs back to Michigan, back to Detroit, and we'll build the middle class. And that's exactly what he's talking about. Under Hillary Clinton, you're going to get more of Obama. That's all you're going to get. She endorses this present administration. And I can promise you that it's not going to get any better. This country has never been in the shape that it's in right now, ever has it been. We have a national debt, and I've told you before, of $19 trillion. That amazes me. That's $58,000 for every man, woman, and child in this country. Phenomenal. It is doubled under Obama. And some of his actions, I wouldn't be surprised if in the few months that he's got left, if he doesn't pop that up another couple of $1 billion. Who knows? We're going to go to commercial here real shortly. And when we come back, we're going to try to play a little bit more of that video. And then I'm going to have Robert sit in and perhaps after talking with him, you people that are straddling the fence, maybe, and he's kind of straddling the fence too, but we're going to talk to him and I want his views because I really don't know exactly what his views are. But we're going to sit here and talk to Robert a little bit. Anyway, we're going to go to commercial. We'll be back in 2 and 2. Okay, we're back again. We're going to have Robert on here in a little bit, but in being out in the streets and talking to people, and I find, like I told you last week and this week, there's so many people that they have a very dismal look as to the outcome of this country, as to which way it's going. And one thing I hate it when people say, we don't have anybody to vote for. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Donald Trump beat out 16 outstanding Republicans, outstanding gentlemen, to stand where he's standing now. And I realize that people are concerned about some of the things he said. And I said this 5 shows ago. I don't care what Donald Trump says. I really don't. I'm concerned with what Donald Trump is going to do. And what he's going to do is turn this country around. It's not going to happen overnight, but he's going to do it. I want you to listen to most of his economic plan when we come back. We're going to play a little bit more, and because I think it's brilliant. I really do. And I think Donald Trump is the kind of person, in my opinion, if there's something he doesn't know, he's like Henry Ford was back in the 1930s. I think somebody asked Henry Ford, they said, why are you a genius? He said, I'm not a genius. I surround myself with geniuses. And he did. And I think that's what Donald Trump will do. He's got some brilliant people. Newt Gingrich, who I would love to see as Secretary of State. The great governor from Chris Christie from New Jersey, who I think would make a great attorney general. And I think he would turn around and prosecute Hillary Clinton in a minute. And he's got him. There's just scores of people that, Ben Carson, who would probably make a great Surgeon General. I mean, he's surrounded by some brilliant minds that can run this country and that can help him run this country. A few shows back, I talked about the power of we, the people. Can you imagine how powerful this country was if we all got on the page and the country was run by we the people, which is what the founding fathers had in mind in the first place. And I think I told you that it was the 4th president of the United States, Madison, who was totally against democracy. He was afraid that what has happened would happen. He was afraid that we would have more government, less people, which is basically what we've got right now. And we need to get away from that. Donald Trump will get us away from that. This present administration has got us we're in a rut, ladies and gentlemen. We're in a rut. And that rut will continue with Hillary Clinton. We're going to go to a commercial, and we'll be back in 2 and 2. We're going to listen to a little bit more of that video, and after that, I'm going to have Rob on. I want him to speak because he speaks for young people, and we'll get a different, refreshing point here about all this. So we're going to go to commercial. We'll be back in 2 and 2. I'm back. We were talking about we the people. Donald Trump touched on that a little bit last week about the power of we the people. We've got to get all these little things out of the way. You know, we have to unite as a country. We have to build the military, as he says. We have ISIS that we're still dealing with, ladies and gentlemen, and there's an underlying fear across this country. Everyone worries about ISIS, and they're not the only ones. I mean, they're on one side. On the other side, we have China. We have North Korea, you know, and we have Russia. You know, they're formidable enemies, I think. And this administration has insisted on taking the military and taking money away from the military. We need to build the military, which is what Donald Trump has in mind to do. Now, we're going to try and go to that video now. I want you to see this video. I think it's very important. So we're going to go to the video, and after that, we're going to have Rob come and we're going to talk to Rob about, we're going to take a look at a young person's view on all of this, someone who hasn't made up his mind. He's 21 years old, brilliant young man. And we're going to sit and talk with him and try to get a different perspective on all this. So we're going to go to the video now, if we can, Rob.
Above all, everything else, they're Americans. Some are rich Americans, some are poor Americans. They're Americans. They love their families, they love their country, and they want a better future. These are the forgotten men and women of our country, and they have been forgotten. People who work hard but don't have a voice. I'm running to be their voice. And to fight and bring prosperity to every part of this country. Too many of our leaders have forgotten that it's their duty to protect the jobs, wages, and well-being of American workers before any consideration, before anything. We have to do that. I'm not running to be the president of the world. I'm running to be the president of the United States of America. And as your president, I will fight for every last American job and every American company, which really a lot of companies in this room, I can tell you. We're going to be fighting for you because you're bringing the jobs. We're a nation that tamed the West, dug out the Panama Canal, and won 2 world wars and put a man on the moon. It's time to start thinking big once again. That's why I believe it's time to establish a national goal of reaching 4% economic growth. And my great economists don't want me to say this, but I think we can do better than that. Now they're upset. They'll be very upset, but I think we can do and maybe substantially better than that. In working with my economic team, we put together a plan that puts us on track to achieve that goal. Over the next 10 years, our economic team estimates that under our plan, the economy will average 3.5% growth and create a total of 25 million new jobs. You can visit our website, just look at the math. It works. This growth means that our jobs and plans, including our child care reforms that Ivanka Trump, my daughter, is so involved in, will be completely, I like her too, will be completely paid for in combination with proposed budget savings. it will be deficit neutral. If we reach 4% growth, it will reduce the deficit. It will be accomplished through a complete overhaul of our tax, regulatory, energy, and trade policies. Right now, under the Obama-Clinton policies, the economy grew only 1.1% last quarter, a number that was shocking to people that do this professionally and for life. It translates into millions of lost jobs, and certainly millions of lost good jobs, because we don't have good jobs anymore. Those jobs are gone and going. This is the weakest so-called recovery since the Great Depression. Over the last 7 years, the economy grew only 2.1%, the slowest period in 70 years. Had the economy grown under Obama at the same rate as Reagan, it would have meant 10 million more jobs. Perhaps most shockingly, 1 in 6 men aged 18 to 34 are either in jail or out of work. Meanwhile, another 2 million Hispanic Americans have been added to the ranks of those in poverty. On top of it all, the Obama-Clinton policies have doubled the national debt. It took more than 230 years for the United States to accumulate its first $10 trillion in debt. It took President Obama less than 8 years to add another $10 trillion. Now, it would be one thing if that money had been used to completely rebuild our nation, our military, our infrastructure, but that didn't happen. Instead, the opposite happened. We doubled our debt, and in return, we have dilapidated infrastructure, failing schools, a badly depleted military, greatest people on earth, and they have a badly depleted military, its equipment, old and tired, and another 14 million people who have left the workforce. Never has so much money been spent so poorly and so unwisely. But we're going to turn that all around, and here's how. It begins with bold, new tax reform. Don't worry, they're going down, not up. They're going down. I think you were concerned they're going up. As outlined in Detroit, our tax plan will greatly simplify the code and reduce the number of brackets from 7 to 3. The new brackets will be 12, 25, and 33%. But low-income Americans will pay no income tax at all. In fact, our plan will remove millions and millions of workers from the income tax roll entirely, so that all of that work that we do in Washington can be discontinued. They'll pay tax. They'll pay tax, but they'll pay tax when they start making a certain amount of income. By lowering rates, streamlining deductions, and simplifying the process, we will add millions and millions of new jobs. In addition, because we have strongly capped deductions for the wealthy and closed special interest loopholes, the tax relief will be concentrated on the working and middle-class taxpayer. They will receive the biggest benefit, and it won't even be close. They have been forgotten. We are not going to forget them. They have built our country. We will not forget. This is a working, thank you. This is a working and middle-class tax relief proposal. The tax relief for these workers will be expanded by my child care proposals that I have worked on with my daughter Ivanka. These proposals are central and a very, very powerful central element of our comprehensive tax reform and economic growth plan. Families will be able to fully deduct the average cost of childcare from their taxes, including stay-at-home parents. Because this deduction is capped, it will be disproportionately and it will benefit working and middle-class families. Got to take care of our middle-class families. The less you make, the larger a share of your income you can exclude from taxation. Parents will also be able to enroll a tax-free dependent care savings account for their children or elderly relatives. Low-income households will benefit from both an expanded earned income tax credit in the form of child care rebates and a matching $500 contribution for their savings account. A married couple earning $50,000 per year with 2 children and $8,000 in child care expenses will save 35% from their current tax bill. That's a tremendous saving. And they'll have a better life. A married couple earning $75,000 per year with 2 children and $10,000 in child care.
I wanted you to see that. He said some very important things that really got to me this morning. And one of the things he said was about poor people, that poor people at a certain level would not have to pay income tax. Now, you know what a plus that is for this country, you know, the way it is? I mean, we have never, ever heard a president say that. And if we have, I didn't hear it. But anyway, Donald Trump has struggled a little bit with the young people, and I'm going to have Rob come on now. He's going to come on and he's going to talk to us, and we're going to get a different perspective on this thing. He's going to come now, and we're going to ask him some questions. We're going to sit and talk to him for a few minutes, and I want to get a young person's view, because the young people are just starting to come back and with Donald Trump, and I'd like to just talk to Rob. Rob?
Hey, what's up, man?
Good to have you on the show. Let me ask you this as a young person. And you're 21 years old. This young man's 21 years old. Boy, do I wish I was 21.
I'd be behind the computer for sure.
I'd be playing baseball still if I was 21. But anyway, this young man is just a brilliant young man. He's my techie. I asked him to come on and help me out here today, and he's agreed to do it. And because I wanted a young perspective. Now, I know that you haven't really made up your mind completely who you want to vote for. Talk to me about how you feel about all this.
Honestly, I'm a little bummed out. Like, I look at how, Hillary here and all the stuff that she has on, on her plate. Like, you guys seen in the past episodes how, the officials in the government actually had copies, of her self, with those emails to other countries, and I hear so much about her and I don't hear nothing good. And then Trump, I like the idea he wants to bring country, businesses back to this country. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I feel iffy at times because, he's not strong in politics. Like, he could be a puppet.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll tell you what I feel about that. It's a good point. Very good point, young man. And I've said this before on my show. Maybe we've had too much politicians because they haven't really done that much, okay? The last time we elected a non-politician was Ronald Reagan, and he was the best president of my lifetime. But I respect your view.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now you're 21 years old, right?
Yeah.
And you're unmarried, right? And
yeah.
You're just getting in the world. You're starting to work. How do you think other young people your age feel about this? Have you talked to any?
Well, I haven't really dove into it with other people in politics. What I think, because people, I knew a couple of people personally that voted for Bernie, mm-hmm. but he. Lost the race. Mm-hmm. I'm like, wow, he looked like a pretty good candidate.
So you were leaning a little bit toward Bernie Sanders.
Yeah, I really wasn't focused on Trump because, like I said just right now, mm-hmm. he's just so iffy in politics. Like, I'm not really saying nothing bad. I don't really know much about him. Mm-hmm. I only hear gossip here and there, back mm-hmm. and forth about Hillary and Trump.
See, and good point. See, that's what I wanted you to hear, because there's a lot of young people, this man's young age, men and women, who feel that way. That's why it's important to do your due diligence. It's so important. Take a look at what Trump's done. Don't listen to the media. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to anybody. Do your own due diligence. Find out about Hillary Clinton, and that's very easy to do. I can help you with that.
Just like how when you went to church, the pastor would say, look in it for yourself.
Absolutely. Find out about yourself. There's so many young people, and I noticed in the polls, because all I do is read, and it's all political. I mean, I told you once before, when I get up in the morning before I brush my teeth, I'm looking at CNN or looking at the Drudge Report or looking at Fox and getting as much information so that I can personally be informed, so that I can inform you. I've already made up my mind. I know who the next president of the United States is going to be, and it's going to be Donald Trump. And I'm going to tell you that right now, and I'm going to tell you something else, too. Donald Trump, and I've told you this before, but I love saying it, Donald Trump, one reason why he will do everything he says is because Donald Trump has a major ego. Everyone knows that. He has a big ego, and he's not going to let Donald Trump down. I think I said that last week. Donald Trump will do every single thing that he says. I think he's going to be good for you young people that are getting started, too.
You know, like I said, I know he has more than enough money, so money ain't his problem.
No, it's not. Not at all.
But the thing is, we need businesses to come back to this country. Like,
yes, we do.
You know, if there's
desperately.
Now, I'm not saying nothing bad, but, you know, I look on too many products, and we got too many countries making stuff for us. Like back in the 60s and 50s, like it was all American made.
Absolutely, and that's what we're trying to get back to.
I wasn't born during that time, but you know, I hear a lot about it. Like
that's exactly the way it was.
My dad, he would always say, you know, all things that are made in this country are babies and Harley Davidson. We don't got much made in this country like we used to. The quality is poor.
I'm a typical all-American person. I've played baseball since I was 6 years old. I still play in the over 50. And I picked up one of our baseballs that we use, and I think it's made in China, or it's made in Taiwan. So
we're taking out the picture. We need businesses back in this country. You know what I mean? It's not good.
That's his goal, to build a middle class, and that's what he wants to do. He wants to take the middle class. He wants to build it, and we will all prosper for that. I like to say, we the people and Donald Trump. I love that saying.
If there's one thing I want to say, you know how we as a country, you know, we feel so divided. Mm-hmm. The only time we really come together is when there's disasters.
Exactly.
We need to always come together. Like, you know, when we all go to church, we come in unity under one spirit. But, you know, in this country, you know, we're a nation under God, but they want to take that out. I'm a strong believer that, you know, God, He is in this country still. I know He is, because, you know.
Of course He is. Of course He is.
You know, I mean, that spirit of God is just still going.
You know.
We are blessed to even just continue talking about God. Because, like, in other countries right now, they're being persecuted. I just want to point that out.
That's why it's so great to be an American, ladies and gentlemen. Good point, young man.
Yeah.
Very good point. You know, because we are, and we've taken God out of our schools, for crying out loud.
I don't understand that. Like,
I don't even know when it happened. All of a sudden, they weren't saying the Pledge of Allegiance.
I don't understand how other people from other countries, from what I heard on the news, they could go into our White House and do their, you know, prayers and rituals and stuff, but we cannot pray about our God that our country was founded on.
No, see,
you know, we weren't.
Good point, young man.
You know what I mean? It disappoints me. Like, you know, I remember when I was in high school, we as a, you know, student body, we would have to, you know, bring the church to the schools.
Mm-hmm.
You know, not like the teachers. If the teachers got in the way legally, they could be in trouble, even if they brought up the word God. But I found out some schools in some you know, some kind of district, they are freely to talk about God, but we need to embrace that more.
We do indeed. We do indeed. And that's something that Donald Trump has talked about a lot, you know. And I've said this probably 7 times, different times. This is my 17th show, by the way, and I bet I've said it 7 times.
Okay.
And yes, I do. And, you know, when you take God out of the equation, you don't have anything. We need God back in this country.
Let's rewind. I don't know. As you're talking, I'm getting all these thoughts in my head. You know, I remember when we were, you know, 9/11 happened. You know, it's crazy to hear and just to think about. People know where to go to.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
you
they
know,
do.
when everything rages against them, they know where to run to is God. You know, even if they believe in a different belief, they know God is the answer. But after, you know, so much time, you know, people fade away.
Well, I think a lot of that has had to do with, and I'll be honest, I'll probably get a lot of calls about this, but I think it has to do with this administration. When you allow people to come into this country, like you said, and dictate policy to us, and that's what they do. That's what's happened with this generation. That's why we don't have the Pledge of Allegiance, and I really think that's a sin.
But
you know, I grew up.
No,
they don't recite the Pledge of Allegiance in schools anymore.
Like we used
no,
to?
no,
What?
no.
Oh,
no.
This is new to me because I don't really stay updated that much because I just got my life going
And
on.
I understand there's some private schools and some people that do, but for the most part, they don't recite the Pledge of Allegiance. And like I said last week, or 2 weeks ago, when you're a 7-year-old, 9-year-old, and you're in your Cub Scout uniform and you got your hand over your heart, and you say, it probably doesn't mean that much to you. But 10 years later, when you fought in the Mideast or someplace, and you come back to this country and you disembark that ship and you're walking across the street, and the Marine marching band marches by and plays Stars and Stripes, it'll mean a lot to you then. I tell you, I swell up when I see the flag or when I hear the national anthem, and that's another thing. The national anthem,
One thing
Go
I
ahead.
also want to point out, I know there's a lot of vets out there that serve our country, and thank you guys for serving our country.
Yeah, we thank you very much.
I've also been noticing, that they don't get treated right. You know what I mean? Not the best at times.
Donald Trump just touched on that.
Not just by the people, but by our government.
Oh, the government, absolutely. They're the main one.
Like, the government sees the vets expendable, just numbers.
That's exactly the way, and especially under this administration. We have the worst veterans hospitals in the country. Now, I've been told that the one in Fresno is an exception, but if you look across the country, and Donald Trump wants to fix that, he's said that several times, these are the people that we owe everything to, okay, our veterans. And I never see a man in uniform without going up and shaking his hands, and I encourage you to do the same thing, just like I encourage you to shake the hands of law enforcement officers at the end of my show.
It really feels good to actually do something like that, because it brings something inside of you, like you actually have, thanks for what they do. Because if you really think about it, like the nitty gritty, these people that, want to fight for our country, if they did not fight for our country, we would not have the freedom we have. And the law enforcement that is in our cities, even if it's in Fresno, if it's in LA, if it's in San Francisco, any law enforcement, any city, they don't have to do it, but they put their lives on the line. Literally, like, I remember a while back, I heard some gunshots, like I was eating some tacos, and I was with some friends, but it was crazy, and, they're the first ones to be on the scene. They put their lives daily on the line.
First responders.
And if it wasn't for them, guys, you really think about it, you'd go back to, Wild Wild West.
I think it was my 5th or 7th show. Robert probably, he's my tech. This young man is just great. I mean, he makes me look great every week. I just love him. But anyway, I think it was my 5th or 6th show when we had the shooting in Dallas, unfortunately, when they killed those 5 policemen. And that was a Black Lives Matter demonstration. And it just blew me away that morning when I was watching this on television, and I saw all those people from Black Lives Matter running away from the gunshots as the policemen ran toward the gunshots. And I don't think they stopped for a minute to say, I'm not going to defend these people because they're demonstrating against me. No, they did not do that. They did what they were trained to do, and they didn't think about it. They did what they would have said was the right thing, and they paid the ultimate price for doing the right thing. You can't even put words with something like that.
Yeah. We got to really thank, our officers and the people that serve our country. They don't have to do this. They want to.
Absolutely,
they still have hope in this country. Like some of us, we say, "Oh, this country's already crumbling." I feel like that too a lot. But if anything, we need to bring God back in this country.
That's the one thing we need. We need to stabilize this country.
It starts with us.
It does. Good point.
Not just us two here at the show, but like us. Like when we're at church, it's a body, us.
Very well put. Very well put. Yeah. I wanted you to listen to a young perspective. So,
yeah, but time is getting short, but I might be coming on next time.
Absolutely. I'm going to have this young man back because Donald Trump's struggling a little bit with young people, and I think this young man can give you a different perspective. If you're straddling the fence, you need to listen to him. Brilliant young man.
Well, I don't know that much, but, I just have my opinions, okay?
We welcome those opinions.
But all I got to say, guys, I don't understand why just Hillary is still going for it.
Well,
really, I'm gonna end it.
She's a diehard politician, for one thing.
I was just blown away how how she just talking up while they're piling the emails of stuff she's doing.
That's only the beginning. That's only
wow, why? At least Trump, he don't got nothing like that against him.
No, he does not.
Man, I
No,
don't
he
know.
does not. There's difference in light and day between Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. Hillary Clinton, and I said this before too. Hillary Clinton is drawing crowds of 400,000 or 500,000. Donald Trump is drawing crowds of 20,000 people, and there's a lot of Trump voters out there that, they haven't made their thoughts known, and they will. Donald Trump is going to win this election, and I'm going to come back the day after he does on my show. Donald Trump would never say,
buddy, huh?
"Yeah." Donald Trump will never say, "I told you so." He's not going to say that. I'm going to come back on this show, and I'm going to tell you first thing, "I told you so," because he's going to be the president, the next president of this great country.
I was just thinking right now as you're talking. You know how Donald Trump has a lot of money, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wonder if he'll because all that money, I bet it's accumulating a lot of interest. Wonder if he'll just put it in our economy. That would be such a tremendous act.
I don't think he's going to have to do that, Robert.
I don't know. It's just an idea that hit me.
Yeah.
Like like having that much money, it won't even matter. You know what I mean?
Well, he funded his own campaign, and
That's dang, that really shows
which means, Hillary Clinton owes a lot of money in special interest to a lot of people because she did a lot of favors and she accepted a heck of a lot of money from a lot of people. So, somebody's got to be paid. She sold this country down the drain, down the river, whatever, for her own personal gain. Robert, I hope you will come back.
Well, yeah, just now you got to make commercials for Gary now, and
Okay, we're going to cut, I think, to a commercial.
All right, guys.
And thank you very much, young man.
All right.
And when we come back, I'll close with my closing statement, and I'll say a few words. I'm very, very excited about what's happening right now. Donald Trump is winning in several states, key to him being president of this country. In the other states, he's within the margin of error. So he has made a tremendous surge, and he is starting to surge. So we're going to go to commercial, and we'll be back, ladies and gentlemen, 2 and 2 with my close. I'm back. We have 54 days, ladies and gentlemen, until we vote November 8th. So please, I beg you, do your due diligence. Make it that way you can make an informed decision. I'm going to be here every single Thursday to help you all I can, to bring you all that I can and all that I can find out so that you can make an informed decision. Okay? And I like to close every single week with a little something to think about, and it's always the same thing. It's our law enforcement officers, who are out there every day doing a thankless job. And that's why we want to change that. We want to thank him. When you see one, if he's sitting on the road, if he's in a restaurant, disturb him a little bit, okay? Disturb him a little bit by walking over and sticking your hand out and say, "Thank you for protecting me. Thank you for helping us out. We couldn't make it without these people. They're wonderful people. They go out, they do their job. I know a lot of them. They do their job every day." So until I joyously meet with you again on next Thursday, heaven's blessings.
CentralValleyTalk.com